real quick. How are you guys doing? Oh, you got the book? That's good. Hello, everyone. All right, so I am Sadie Young, the owner of Spectra Art Space, and we are about to get started with our 4th episode of Spectra in Your Studio. So every Friday at 6 p.m., we go live right here on our Instagram at Spectra Art Space and interview different artists and creatives, and I'll be asking them about what they're working on, to give us a tour of their studio, see if they have any advice for us, and more. And today, I am really excited about our guest. He's an entrepreneur, clothing designer, musician, and most recently has been an advocate and activist for small businesses. And we will just wait to see when he comes in. Hi, Ben. Fandor. Hi, C. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming back. Just waiting to see if Brian to come in. Really excited. They have been doing some really cool stuff. So I think he's going to be a good one today. Let's see where he's at. There he is. I see Bfresh. Hi, Brian. Oh, I can see some of you regulars. I'm really excited that everyone keeps coming.
Way for you.
There he is.
All right, there we go.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing well. Just
You're
another lovely
sideways.
day. I'm sideways. Okay,
You're
hold on.
sideways.
There we go.
There you are.
I put a
Much
lot of
better.
effort into trying to set our camera stand up here. I failed
A
though.
little behind the scenes.
Oh,
Just gotta rotate
hi,
like
Paul.
that. Yo, what up, Sades? How you doing?
Good. I'm so
How's our
excited that you
internet?
guys are doing this with me.
Hell yeah. How's our
Um,
internet? Is it poor? Fair?
it
Good?
it seems
Or
good to
great?
me. How do I look
Okay.
for you guys?
You look great.
Thanks,
You
bud.
look great. We're worried about ourselves because
A little choppy, but I'm gonna go check another phone real quick. But y'all get to talking.
all right, cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
So, how are you, Brian?
All things considered,
Can you
I'm
hear me?
doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you just real quick, since we've got some people in here, can you introduce yourself and Bfresh? Just like
Yeah.
give a little intro for yourself and the
So I'm
company.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Brian Blake. The brand is Bfresh Gear. Founded it in 2012. Was a rap artist in Denver and surrounding areas for several years, and we actually started this brand in a effort to merchandise for our music. And the brand quickly became bigger than the music. We found to have more ease of access into the fashion world, bit of a barrier of entry in the music world. So we decided to run with this, and here we are today.
Yeah, you guys are killing it. Um, I guess I didn't really realize that the music fed into the clothing
Yeah,
brand because
yeah,
you kind of like always had that part of you, right? Like I remember you saying you wanted to be a clothing designer for a long time,
yeah. So
right?
I've wanted to do clothes since probably like middle school, high school. I was always a
Cool.
thrift store kid, so I never really stayed up on current trends. I was always reaching back for like the ridiculousness. So ever since I've had that passion, I've always had the desire to kind of see my own designs and color schemes on clothing and bring back certain accessories that you couldn't find anymore that I like rocking.
Yeah, like and
Like,
everyone loves the Be Fresh fanny pack. Like I feel
hell
like
yeah.
you go like anywhere in Colorado that has like our age group, and you like if somebody sees you with one, they're like, "Oh, Be Fresh, I know those guys." Or people come into the gallery and they're always like, "Oh, I met those guys at so and so place." Like you guys are everywhere. It's great.
Yeah, thank you. It
Yeah,
is great.
man.
It's taken several long years to get there. But yeah, we're
Holly
just
says
happy
the
to be
audio
here.
is great.
Good, good.
That's good. Cool. So this is a question that I ask everyone.
Sure.
How did you end up being a part of the Spectra crew? Do you remember your first?
Yeah, I think it was like 2017. We met through Bradley, I believe, and we did
Oh,
a parking
Bradley.
lot. Yeah, we did a parking lot festival. Where was that? It was somewhere over in the Rhino district, like right along the river.
It's Ironton now. It's that
Is that what it
distillery
was?
now.
Okay,
It was
yeah.
before they opened. It was
So
still
yeah,
called Ironton, but yeah.
that was the first pop-up festival we did with you. And yeah, I think we just vibed right away. Loved your guys' style.
Yeah.
And it's just been like, a natural thing. And it's beyond just like, brand helping brand business. It's an actual friendship now. And
Hell
I just
yeah.
think that's awesome.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I would say that's it.
Yeah, and I loved throwing events with you guys too, because you were, yeah,
Yep.
always got to have
It,
like the music and the like you have like all the different things going on with you and like in your head. And I feel like I'm kind of the same way. Like I don't want to just do one thing. I want to kind of like, you know, like
yeah,
explore all of it. And it's because it's fun. And if you're not having fun, then,
exactly.
why do
Exactly.
it, right?
And it's always just it's a juggle of figuring out like what to treat as a career and what to kind of keep as a hobby. And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
as far as the music goes, we still do it because it's a passion, but it's more of the creative outlet now, which makes you love it that much more. Because I won't lie,
absolutely.
being in this fashion industry, you sometimes have to check yourself and say, hey, I got into this for a reason because I have a creative passion. Because that business side of everything can quickly creep in and take over.
Yeah, yeah. And
So
that's why I thought you'd be so good to talk to, because I feel like you have like a lot of good insight for people, especially with stuff going on. But first, before we get
sure.
to that, what have you guys been working on lately? Oh, you look really good now. You're like super clear to me now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I feel like your
Yeah,
internet just was like, I'm gonna let him do
probably.
this.
We've got a construction site across the street, and our internet goes in and out because of it. Kind of sucks. But
Yeah.
we got.
So I was gonna ask if
Thanks,
or
Shane.
what you've been working on lately, and if you could show us around and maybe show us
Sure.
what you've been working on.
Let's take a quick tour.
Yeah.
Here, let's start with the tour. So this is the stock room. These are
Damn,
all
look at that.
vests. Yeah, floor to ceiling. We got this place because it had high ceilings, and we knew we could stack high. So yeah, we go all the way
Hell
up to
yeah.
the ceiling here, and then we go around the corner too. Can you guys see everything all right?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
I can.
They're all
If people
fanny
watching can't,
packs,
let us know.
sunglasses over here, and then hats and bucket hats all up and down there. And then we'll go, this is kind of our shipping station right here as well. And when we do pop-up shops, we turn that into our like tub packing spot. So we call that flex space. Always when you have warehouse space, you got to have your flex space. And then this is what we call the war room.
I feel like that could be a shirt.
The war room, yeah.
Or flex space. You
Oh,
gotta have
flex
your
space.
flex space.
You gotta have your flex space, absolutely. So this is where we do most of our think tank stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got one desktop there, and then we fill this table with laptops. There's my lunch from earlier. All this art over here. Shout out to a lot of you probably know Royal Stain, Tristan Minton.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Through you, I think, is how I met him.
he did this Bfresh mural right here, as well as both of those paintings right there. We've been
Nice.
rocking it. Yeah, we've been displaying it proudly ever since. This
Oh
is
yeah.
the water cooler. This guy right here, he keeps us all hydrated and powers our thoughts. Product photography. mini fridge. And then
Nice.
these are all of our whiteboards, but I can't show you too much of that because it's top secret.
Top secret. I totally understand. Do you think it's like important to have that you said that you do your like tank
You
stuff in
could
there?
definitely come paint our radiator. That'd be dope. Sorry, what was that, Heidi? Or Sadie? Sorry.
That's really funny. That's my mom's name. That's really funny that you just called me that.
That's our intern slash newest hire's name. So it's
Oh,
just
nice.
been on top of my mind. Yeah. Anyways, what were you saying? I'm so sorry.
Just because like I noticed that you have like these separate areas. Do you think it's like important to have like a space that's separated from like where you do the shipping and the other work for the think tank stuff? Or do you think that
Yes.
really matters? Yeah, you do?
No, I think so. I like it. I ran this business out of my house, several different housing arrangements for way too long, and that's kind of where I developed the need to have those separate spaces. It just, I don't know, it allows for thought to flow. You know what I mean? And I think it's important to have a barrier and a separation between kind of where you think things through and then where you go and get your hands dirty. You know what I mean? Because the stock room is like, we play Nintendo in here. Paul plays dress up in here and hangs out with his mates.
He was just like walking behind you. I was like, I feel like they're gonna do something silly. I don't know if that was intentional, but I liked it.
Oh, we all, you know. Got that.
All you see is heads. I made some people.
They look great, Polly.
Thank you. They've been through me throughout this entire time. They're fucking great, man. They bring like fanny beers and shit. Like, so I'll just hang out with them, and then
You got a
automatically
fanny beer?
they'll just like be like, "Hey, here you go, boys. I brought y'all some beers. Here y'all, mate.
Cheers.
Fucking friend 30.
Yeah.
You got
Cheers.
friends there. You make your friends.
There you go. Fanny bears. So the fanny packs are big enough for 2?
4.
Is that 4? Oh man.
Yeah.
So one for each of you. Both your people and then you and Paul.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, they're made out of cardboard.
Oh, so they don't. Oh, I see.
That means we get to double fist.
There you go. There you go.
Don't do this at home. This is safe, essential quarantining here. And don't worry, all the online orders go through rigorous handling. We got the gloves, we got the Lysol, we wear hazmat suits, which is just our turtlenecks. But no, yeah, we have fun with that stuff. Anyways,
Speaking of that stuff, haven't you been doing? I just saw like you just announced that you guys were doing masks and like producing them. You're like, are you sewing them?
Yeah, so you always get long-winded answers out of me. And when you asked to see the space, you asked what I was doing first. So here's what I'm doing.
Oh, both.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what order.
So this is all fabric for face masks. And Heidi from earlier, so we just hired her today, and she's from Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design. So she's
cool.
gonna be leading our production team on that. I haven't sewn for a long time, so she's going to give me a boot camp, and we're going to get my skills back up to par. But yeah, we just put them on the website on Wednesday, and we sold out.
Okay, it was Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday. We sold out last night of most of them, so we had to go get more fabric today, and then we're planning this evening to order even more fabric.
Nice.
So
Is the fabric stuff? Is that fabric patterns that you design too?
Some of them, yes. Some of them are just dead stock fabrics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Show me one that you designed. I'm just curious. Or please. Do you have any?
Oh, so Sadie.
Hold on.
That's where I come into play. Hey, I'm gonna take over just this.
Is he back?
Real quick. Okay. Yes, I'm back.
Also, hi Mel.
Yeah, what I'm doing right now, what we're doing is being able to go ahead and produce everything in-house. Like if we want a picture of you, doing you. Yeah, do something like that. Whatever, making those customizables. Right now we're working strictly on badass stock.
There's one.
Oh, cool. With like the cow skull and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, sick.
Hell yeah.
Congrats on selling out right away too. That's really cool.
Yeah, it wasn't like the hugest inventory, but
Yeah.
It
But
was
it's
big.
still a good feeling, right?
Yeah, and we're
To like get to that point. Could you imagine of like that you would have done that
no.
like 4 years ago as soon as you put something out,
Do you want
even
to?
if it wasn't a huge stock?
Oh no, I mean
Yeah, you've like
we've
built up
always.
to that. So it's cool.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like, I don't know, face masks are weird. Nobody, we don't want to be in a position where we have to wear them, but here we are.
But
Um,
you have to, you know. And I love that like artists have been making it less awful, I guess.
right.
Like,
Well,
you
not yeah.
know, I there's a bunch of artists that I follow that like they're making them and then they're selling out right away. Like that's so cool. I got one a couple weeks ago from Dink,
Uh-oh.
the mural artist, and they like he can't keep them around either. So we need as many artists and brands that we love that we want to support making those things, you know. It's like the right
Absolutely.
people to do it.
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's, you know, talking about small business stuff, you kind of have to pivot right now and figure out how to survive. And so this
Yeah.
was an easy pivot for a brand like us. We're already
Yeah.
sourcing fabrics. You know, we're already doing. We've always done limited assembly. We pretty much do sampling, and then we hire out most of our manufacturing. But this gives us a perfect opportunity to kind of do full production ourselves, because I mean, let's be real, a lot of our revenue streams and otherwise business that we would conduct has been highly disrupted. So we have a lot of time on our hands. So
Yeah.
while money is tight, we're not going to pay somebody else to do what we can do. So we're going to
Right.
bring manufacturing back inside of our own little workshop and handle it that way.
Yeah. I love that. And I like
Yeah.
that it's something that's actually going to help people too. It's really
What's
nice.
up? What's up, Mel? I know you feels. I feels too.
Feels. Yeah, right. I saw her pop in. It's like she's got a great photo of her painting a mural in one of your
I
fanny packs
know.
on. I love that picture
Yeah,
so much.
that shit is dope.
See, we all know each other. It's great. Like, you know, people who are doing
Denver
great
strong,
things.
baby. Hell yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Um,
Got a great artist
okay.
around here.
Right.
Yep.
So I don't think we talked about this. So it just happens to be the next question. I feel like it makes sense that I had written down, but since you are the founder of Bfresh, right?
Yeah.
It was
Yep.
like you and yeah. So how long have you been in business? We kind of got how you got started, but if you want to touch back on that again too. But how long has been Bfresh like been around? We didn't get that yet.
February 2nd, 2012 is when I went to the courthouse and filed everything.
Damn.
Yeah. Yep.
Hell
And
yeah.
what I tell a lot of people, so back then, them's was the rapping days. All right. So back
Right.
then, we
Was it ice cream then too?
no, it was High Five then.
Okay.
So High Five was a bigger collective. Ice Cream was an offshoot of High Five,
Okay.
smaller, more controlled, less chaos. So yeah, uh, the first like 4.5 years of our brand were kind of just, in the words of the late great Notorious B.I.G., party and bullshit. That's pretty much all we did. So we didn't take a whole lot of stuff seriously. We were producing dope gear because that was what the passion was to like design
hmm
cool stuff. But we weren't really following a lot of rules. I shouldn't say what, you know, I don't want to
Right.
incriminate myself. But yeah, we were just kind of operating under the radar, mainly because we just didn't know better. You know, we just wanted
hmm
to rap, sell merch at shows, started a web store, started doing that, and then started going to festivals. And we didn't really stop to investigate like the whole legitimate business side of the world. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
Right.
we need an accountant because we don't know how to classify this shit. Oh,
Yeah.
we're importing stuff now and we don't have a lawyer. So stuff
Right.
like that. And so we kind of just like figured everything out as we went. So, you know, we've been actually a brand since like 2016.
Okay.
But we
But
found
I
it in
mean, I feel
2012.
like that counts. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that counts. Like, because all those, like, I mean, sometimes it just takes some of us, like, I'm a perfect example of that, like a little bit longer to understand and get to those like other elements. I do always tell, like, I've had a few people ask me for advice when they like start businesses. And like the first thing that I tell people, because when I transitioned to Spectra Art Space and like opened it as Spectra Art Space, like the
Uh-huh.
first thing I did was like, I had a banker and he told me to get an accountant. And I'm so grateful that I did that. Like, thank God.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, just get an accountant that you trust
Oh,
and a banker.
yeah, they'll take care of a lot of your problems. And
Yeah.
it's
And like
true.
tell you about stuff that you don't like. I didn't know when I started that like I needed a sales tax license.
Right.
My accountant told me that. Thank God I
We
had him like on day two.
Same boat, Sadie. Same boat. We didn't follow a lot of the rules for a while. We're just
Well,
gonna
if
leave it
you
there.
and like if you don't know all of them, like it's kind of hard to do it too, but I don't know.
Exactly. It's ignorance, and it's culpable ignorance because we just didn't know better.
Right? And
So
like there was always like a thing for me too when I first started like live painting. I don't really want to talk about myself too much, but when like it was like that feeling of like fake it till you make it, because like I didn't know what I
yeah,
was doing. I just knew I liked to paint and I liked music and I knew
right.
people in the music world, so I was like, I'm just gonna do this
Well,
and
you
like
you
tell them
have
that I know what
to,
I'm doing.
like that's how you get the growing pains out of the way to afford
Yeah.
yourself the position to do it in a legit manner. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like you can't just, yeah, a lot of us just have to learn who we are and how we can operate within the system.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh-oh. Oh, no, you're back. Cool. So I think I
Cool.
actually want to like skip to this one before I go into these other questions. Um, just like based off of all of this, if you could go back and give that 2012 Brian advice based off of all your experience up to this point, what would it be?
Uh, it would be pay your taxes, and then most importantly, it would be invest every goddamn penny you have into this Facebook online marketing, ad rolls, retargeting campaigns, all of it. Get an investor and go heavy in the paint. Back in 2012,
Nice.
we beat the market to the resurgence of the fanny pack. We didn't have any money to market it though. Like we were pumping out fanny packs and visor shades back in 2013. And yeah, I just wish we would have had a budget because we would have taken our market share, and it would have been a beautiful thing. But it's all good. We didn't, and we had to learn, and we had to grow, and yeah, makes
I
us
think
human.
that I feel like you've said that enough where it's just like I feel like that's like a good takeaway for people too, is that like, and it's even for me, like it's hard to like come to terms with sometimes, but like you just are gonna go through growing pains.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
you,
There's
yeah,
Yeah,
like it's gonna be a struggle
you
if you're
don't
a
get to
small
the top
business.
by just strolling up there. You know what I mean? Because there's enough people who don't want you to be at the top. So the only way to get there is to seriously take some wounds and get your
Hmm.
warrior attire. I don't even know what I'm saying. Get your sword sharpened. That's all I'm saying.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Your sword sharpened, or your yeah, your bottle opener tight or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah,
You
just
gotta
all the
you gotta
things.
go through trials and tribulations. That's just it. If you
Yeah,
don't, there's it's called blessings in disguise. There's a lot of growth in the pain. And
right.
one of the things that I'm most excited about to be optimistic during coronavirus is the skills that a lot of the artists and small business owners are forced to acquire right now. If we
Yeah,
make it through this, then we've proven to ourselves that we have what it takes. You know what I mean? Like you dug deep,
absolutely.
you drew a line in the sand, and you said, "Not today." You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Uh, and just having the mental fortitude to do that for yourself, that goes a long way. That's worth more than any monetary value. You know what I mean?
It
So
is. And
I'm
like, yeah,
excited
that's
for I'm excited for how young we all are going through this. Like
yeah,
seriously, it's going to
yeah.
produce some great leaders of the world
No,
because
it
we've been
is. Like
disrupted.
that's one thing that like I feel like is kind of crazy, is that like all small businesses and artists are kind of going through this specific pain together, which
Yeah.
is super interesting. And that, like, I feel like that's never really happened before. I mean, not for us, anyways, not for our generation of small business owners, and not even our generation. Just like this has never happened before, and it's kind of
No.
insane.
Right.
Um,
Our parents,
but
like, they haven't seen disruption like this. I was talking to my
mm-mm,
grandma about it, and she was born back during Great Depression years, and it impacted her for her entire life. Like, she still to this day doesn't waste anything. There are
right,
no scraps thrown out at grandma's house. Like, she is resourceful, and she'll figure out how to not waste anything. And it's to the point where she doesn't even need to be anymore, but she still is, because she learned that valuable lesson.
right.
And that's one of the strongest female models I have in my life. Shout out to sweet Loretta. It was her 95th birthday this past week.
Ooh,
Um,
happy birthday. Ooh, she's my Aries sister then.
nice. My brothers and I went and had a 6 foot apart concert. She was on her balcony. We brought some speakers and
Oh,
a mic out, sang her happy birthday. It was a good time.
that's so sweet. I love that. Oh my,
Yeah.
I could totally see you doing that too. Like that doesn't surprise me at all.
Oh
I love
yeah,
that.
totally, totally.
Yeah, you gotta have fun, right?
You gotta have
Um,
fun. But yeah, I
so
guess
with
it goes to show that we're young, we're going through a tough time, but we're gonna make it through it, and we're gonna be juggernauts having gone through this.
yeah, yeah.
So
And you were actually like really quick to kind of like come at it with a with a like breath of positivity,
yeah,
which is kind of why when I gave that intro, if you guys heard the intro, that he was also an advocate and kind of like this being like an activist for small businesses, because as soon as this all started, you were really quick to respond, like not just with your own business, but you started a group for small businesses called Business as Usual on Facebook.
yep,
Can you tell us like what prompted that, or what prompted you to do that, and what that group is?
yeah, for sure. So here's what prompted it. Do you guys? I can take you up to the roof. That's our other think tank spot.
Yeah, take us to the roof.
That's okay. Cool. That's where we thought about this. Uh, Paul, we're going to the roof.
Yeah, good. Let's go, Mike.
So this is how that whole thing came about. That was on like the first or second day, right when they announced that we were all going to be quarantined and they were closing restaurants, retail stores, all of that. So that highly affected us because we do a lot of wholesale and consignment. Um, and we knew right when that happened that we were going to see a huge dip in those type of sales. So we went up to the roof.
Oh, I might be losing you a little bit. You might, the roof might not give us very good service. Can anyone else still hear Brian?
Did we lose them? Am I back?
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Okay.
All right.
Where did we
What were
leave
you
off?
saying?
So yeah, we realized that we had a voice, and that was the most powerful tool we could probably use at this time. So we wanted to tell the story of positivity, and one of the main things is we wanted to stay on people's minds. You got to stay at the top of everybody's list. You know what I mean? And we wanted to help galvanize our small business community because we were freaking out. A lot of people were freaking out, so we were like, all right, let's try to calm everybody down a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it's been like a good resource hub too. Like people have been like really active posting in there. I know. So if you're a small business and you're watching or listening to this later on, it's a group for small businesses and stuff, right? That they can request to join.
Yes.
So I'll post a link when we repost this too, but it's been really nice. I feel like for me it's felt like I'm like not alone, because like a lot of the times I kind of feel alone.
Yeah, no,
um,
that's the point.
which is kind of hard because I'm filling out a million different applications. I filled out the SBA one twice because it changed twice, and like
Right.
it's been nice having like a hub of other people who are like going through it to just kind of like check in and talk things out.
Yeah, and the idea was, a bunch of a hive mind is better than a single mind. So if we can get a lot of people talking about this and digging up resources, we'll get a lot further. So
Mm-hmm.
it's I don't want to like sugarcoat the fact that we did it out of a passion to serve our small business community, but we also did it because it directly benefited us. We knew that we're not going to be able, like, we don't have the bandwidth to do all of the research on our own. So let's get the discussion going. We'll do our part and we'll provide and good insight and tools and tips. And we know by doing that, other people will do their part and they'll provide stuff that we're going to miss because we know we're going to miss something.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it's a service, but like I said, I don't want to sugarcoat it because we definitely benefit from it.
Yeah.
And that's, to be 100% honest, that's where the idea came from. Was
Right. But it also like even with that, it kind of like inspired me like look at, I was already trying to think of like what could I do every day to keep people engaged with Spectra, but at that
right,
point when I saw your email and the blog idea, I was like it really did like click for me like right away, like, dude, you're not alone. This is not just
exactly,
happening to you. You're not alone. Like there's other people who are going to be equally as busy as you right now,
right.
but who like just kind of making that like one space where everybody can go talk, it made it better. And in that, so I'll link the blog post that you wrote too that has some links to like some other small businesses if you guys want to like check that out too. If you're listening to this, I will link that for sure on the YouTube that Brian wrote, but it's really good. It's like a good read just to like get people aware of what kind of is happening to small businesses, but it's also a pretty inspiring read for small businesses. And when I say small businesses, like that includes like artists,
Oh
working
yeah,
artists. If you're making money doing something, you're a small business. And I like to think of that like my gallery is full of hundreds of small businesses, you know? So it's good for all of that. So definitely check it out if you're an artist that's listening to. It is on our website right now. But I when I was reading it, I was like, Brian clearly has like a business like background or mindset that really like shines through in it. And you do give pretty good advice. And like part of that was the positivity bit. You said, um, let's see, what did you say? To soften the blow of what's happening to us, one of the biggest things is to stay positive, and that positivity is a potent tool. I read that and I was like, that's so true. But then it's like, I feel like for me, sometimes it's easier said than done. Like it can be really challenging to just like stay positive, you know? So how are you doing that? Or like,
uh,
how could do you have advice for people who are like, struggle with that a little
tap into your Happy Gilmore and find your happy place.
bit?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's different for everybody, and I think honestly we have to what softens the blow for me quite a bit is what you're touching on, and the fact that it's the human element right now. We're all going through this together, and I take solace in that because I'm my own biggest critic, and
Yeah,
I'm really hard on myself when I did something that hinders my progress. And this
right.
has been an interesting experience because at the end of the day, you lay your head down and you say, I didn't do anything to deserve this. So it's happening to me, not for me. I get to choose how I react to this. And
That's a
just
really good
knowing
point.
that gives me a lot of positivity because it taps into maybe my competitive side a little bit. And I say to myself, if everybody's going through this, I like my chances. You know what I mean? Like every
Yeah.
one of us who has a small business or is an artist pursuing their dreams and passions, we've already beat the odds. So I like our chances of coming out with
That's so true.
somewhat victorious at the end of this. Yeah.
Yeah, like being having a streetwear clothing brand since 2012, like you definitely beat the odds there, right?
Right.
And like even I feel like that's like something that I'll put in my positive bank, just like that you said that, because I'm like I guess I like Spectra's already beat the odds a couple
Oh,
times.
hell yeah. I mean, if you've been
That's pretty
operating
cool.
for more than 2 years, yeah, you made it, as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned. Made it a
Yeah.
lot further than a lot of people. Let me put it that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Three years. We turned
Um,
3 in January. Our birthday's
can,
right before
Hell yeah.
yours.
can
So,
you
okay,
speak
let's
up
see.
Six
What does he
people.
say? I
one
think
second?
every
Oh,
artist is their
Sadie?
worst enemy in times like this. We need to be more accepting of ourselves. That was a comment that we just got. Hey, Polly, what's
Absolutely.
up?
Absolutely, Brett. Yeah, we completely agree with that comment. What up, chat? How y'all doing? Sadie, just on the testament of what you were just speaking of, uh, I have to let you know this. Honestly, like, I'll take off all the shenanigans. I'm talking to you soulfully now. Yo, what up, homie? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh, Sadie, dude, you got thrown a fucking bucket of like rotten onions at a point, like
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude. You was like, dude, oh man, like I can't describe. I could just fucking feel, man. You've been through the ringer, dog, and to see that you coming up the way that you do, and you a motherfucking staple in the community, and being how strong you is
Aw.
now through all your life changes, like good on you, and
Aw,
keep that shit in
thanks.
that positive bank. Pass that on.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're a survivor. We know.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I have, a good community though that like
Yeah.
keeps me going. So
Absolutely.
this is what's cool about this too. Like this has really shown me that in like not so your group showed me that on the like I'm not alone as a business owner side
Right.
of it, but then the community came in pretty like has been coming in really strong too. So yeah, it's like encouraging. I'm kind of
Right.
fortunate too in other aspects, but yeah, we have to shift. We don't really have a choice, and it's
Nope.
like you're gonna do it because you have to survive, and we are gonna come out of it with like a lot of different skills, which I think is really cool.
Right.
Um,
So
let's
yeah,
say,
let's all call that a blessing in disguise and believe in ourselves.
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. I feel like you are getting better service on your roof, so good job. Like you're
Really?
just getting clearer and clearer. You look great, man.
Well, I'm gonna have to go back down soon because my battery's getting low. But
Okay.
yeah, this is our
Well,
roof.
we can.
It's Bayard and Broadway for anybody in the neighborhood. That's Thai Monkey Club right there.
Voodoo Donuts.
The,
Nice.
the
Oh, so you guys are really close. This
oh
is
yeah,
kind of sad that I've never been there.
the porn
I've
shop
never come to
is right
visit.
over there.
Good old porno hole, as we like to call it.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, everybody's got their thing, right?
Oh yeah. This rooftop on a Friday night when it's not coronavirus. Oh man, it's a resource of entertainment all night long.
There you go. There's like a little positive nugget right
I
right
mean,
above you all the time.
it's entertainment for us. It's a bunch of crackheads and whores.
Oh, oh geez. I didn't know Broadway was like that down there. But it's been
Well,
a while since
Yeah,
I'm if it's late and I'm on Broadway, I'm in my shop. So,
yeah. No, it's
yeah.
it's primarily derivative of the good old porno hut.
yeah. Pleasure, pleasures is right there.
That's yeah,
We
you know.
we share the back alley entrance with them.
Are they are they necessary business? I forgot what they were called for a
No,
second.
They ran
no.
out of Purell in like the first 4 hours, and they closed.
They are not essential. No.
Essential, thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. It just like that took me a minute. But
Yeah,
um
for some I'm sure they are, but who knows?
they're not. They're not. I feel like we're more essential than that, maybe.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know.
no. Art is definitely more essential than
Yeah.
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 Anyways, moving on. I'm gonna run back down because I gotta get my phone on the charger. So if I get disrupted, I'll be back.
Yeah, no
Uh,
worries.
cool.
The the next thing I was going to ask you about was it's like a little bit more of a business question for the small business people and the artists who might need a little bit more business advice.
Yeah, sure.
Because you talked about it in the blog, which again I will link to the video that I post on YouTube, and I will also it's also already on our website, but um it was like you were giving advice to other small businesses too. You said after the positivity that small businesses should do or perform a SWOT. Do you say SWOT or do you say
SWOT.
SWOT?
SWOT.
SWOT analysis of your
Yeah.
business. Can you tell
Yeah.
us what that is and why
Yeah.
that's
Sure.
important?
So SWOT analysis is sitting down and addressing SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And essentially what you're doing is figuring out where to spend your time and your energy, where maybe you can dial back because am I back? Cool.
Yep.
Something's not panning out. So yeah, you just and it's also where you give thought to the market and your competitors. You know, so here's an example. When we first decided to do face masks, we had a SWOT analysis. Strengths: we are a fashion brand and we're capable of making face masks. Weaknesses: we don't have a lot of material readily available in order to do so. Opportunity: there is a large market for people that need face masks right now. On the East Coast, several states have been declared. It's basically mandatory that you wear a mask when you go out now. Like New York City is one of them. I don't know if it'll get to that point here in Colorado, but you see what I'm saying. The demand is obviously there.
Yeah.
The threat for us is uh, are we going to be able to source enough material? Are we going to be able to beat our competitors to the market and actually, see some success with face masks, et cetera, et cetera? So that was like a basic SWOT analysis for us. So before you invest in anything, it's usually wise to perform a quick SWOT analysis.
I wonder how that could apply to some of, because we've got a lot of, I feel like, independent artists who watch these and listen to these. So, what would
Sure.
be like a good thing that an independent artist could do a SWOT analysis of? Would you like
Well,
every project or like maybe going to a festival or something?
yeah, I mean, you can everything is an opportunity if you look at it the right way.
Right.
Um, so I think it kind of depends a little bit on your priorities and what your goal is. If you're taking on a new project, what's your goal? Like if you're going for commission work, what's your goal? So let's say that I'm doing commission portraits, right? And I've
Mm-hmm.
got customer A and customer B. Customer A wants me to paint his dog, and I know he's kind of a lonely guy. So I might paint his dog, I'll get a little bit of money and he'll have a cool painting of his dog. Customer B is like a real family oriented person and they're really social. And so what I would say to myself is I would rather paint customer B because it's probably going to turn into a lot more referrals. Let's say customer B wants me to paint like her boyfriend. It's like, okay, if I paint this guy, she's probably going to show it off to a lot of people. Not to say a bunch of girlfriends have custom paintings of their boyfriends. That was just
I was like, do
a random
you?
thing that came in my
Is there a
mind.
custom painting of you somewhere?
Maybe, maybe. But you see my point. Like the
Yeah,
more who is going to lead to more referrals. You know what I mean? Like
right.
if you have two festivals to choose between going to, which one's going to further your agenda? Is there, like, I'll put it this way. As Bfresh, we choose to go to smaller festivals these days because we're going to have a bigger impact there. If we go to bigger
Yeah.
festivals, we're going to be just, another fish in the ocean. If we go to these smaller festivals, we can be, the biggest fish in the pond. For example, we've been doing Westward Music Showcase for a long time. Shout out to Westward. And we worked our way into becoming their merchandiser. So now we handle all the
Oh
merchandise,
yeah.
not only for their entire music festival. And we were able to achieve that because it's right here. We were able to build personal relationships with our contacts over at Westward. Danelle and Will, what's up? Um, and so we chose to apply our energy there as opposed to going to like a Bonnaroo or an Electric Forest where they're just going to cash our check, give us space to conduct our business, and that's going to be it. They're not
Mm-hmm.
really concerned whether or not we come back because it's a massive festival and they have a waiting list for vendors every year.
Right.
So it's all about what can you achieve. And I'm a big proponent of nothing is a single transaction. If you're
Yeah.
looking at it like it's a single transaction, I would recommend adjusting your focus because every single transaction should be conducted so to do it again and again and again and again. You know what I mean? You
Mm-hmm.
always want to turn your clients into lifetime clients,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
including direct to consumer. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like if somebody shops from you once, that's great. How can you get them to shop from you 2 times, 3 times, 4 times? You know, how do you become their favorite brand, their trusted
Yeah.
source?
Yeah. Or somebody that they like feel good about spending money on. Like that totally makes sense. When we
Yep.
started our online shop, that was like something that I was like, well, we don't have a lot. We don't have a lot of online customers. So I'm going to like, and it took me a long time, but I feel like the benefit was worth it in the end. Like
Yeah,
I like hand wrote cards to every single person, no matter what they bought online. Because
there
I
you
was
go.
like, that's the only customers we have right now. We want them to
Yep,
come back. We want
we did
them to
that
feel
too.
good about buying art from us, and like made them like little packages and like wrapped it super cute. So every time somebody got a package, it was like a present and it felt really, I feel like I would feel really good if I got it. So that's how I made it. But
Yeah, no, and
I
you
feel like
that's
those little
important.
things go a long way. That's
Yep,
like a really good
absolutely.
example of that.
And
Yeah.
everybody listening out there, if you have customers that are shopping with you right now, coronavirus is the perfect time to take the extra time and make that personalized connection with them and give them
Mm-hmm.
that extra effort, that extra touch. Make sure they know that you really appreciate them giving you their business right now.
Yeah.
When we started our online shop, we used to do all that as well, Sadie. We kind of grew out of it, I guess, as our systems and
Yeah.
operations grew. But during coronavirus, we've been going back to that. We have sent literally everybody who has shopped with us online back to January. We have sent them a personalized email thanking them. Not like Mailchimp email blast, like a legit
Like a nice,
one-on-one
yeah.
email. We reach out. We ask them for a review because if you just
Those
ask,
are
a lot
so
of people will
helpful.
do something. Yeah, we ask them for a review. We ask them for a product photo. We tell them, hey, thank you. We really appreciate this. And we just, we let them know that our success is based on their willingness to support us.
Yeah.
And as it has gone an insanely far way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's good. I think that that circles just real quick to this other thing that I always ask when I do these interviews. We've got like 10 minutes, but
Sure.
I I've been asking this every week. What can people do now to support artists and performers and creatives at this time? And just because you mentioned the review thing, like reviews go a long way to support the brands and the people that you like. So I want Brian to answer this question too. But if you guys leave a review on like Google, I'm sure you have a Google
Thanks,
listing
Center,
too,
for
Brian,
review
right?
productions. What's that?
You have like a Google page, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So leaving Google reviews is like massive. Just do
Massive.
it. It takes like 2 seconds. So
Yep.
go leave a nice review for Spectra and Bfresh and any other brands that you like that are small because that's huge. So
Yep.
that's one way. But is there something that you want to add to that? What people can do to help
So
performers, creatives, small businesses right now?
yeah, I mean everything that you just touched on. Smash that like button, share that content. For us, Google reviews are great. What's also great is if you own any of our product, go to that specific web page on our website and leave a review there because it's all
Mm,
about social proof. If somebody sees that, hey, this guy looks like me or this gal looks like me and she really likes that product and I'm interested in it, that's usually all it takes to push that person over the edge. Another way that we can all support each other right now is cross-branded content. What Sadie
mm.
and I are doing at this exact moment. We're on our respective channels and we're having a conversation that is hopefully, serving a good purpose to our community. Cross-branded blog posts, which both Sadie or both Spectra and Bfresh have participated in. Just having conversations and seeing where they lead, and helping each other with referrals. You know what I mean? My big thing is this in an economic fashion. The coronavirus has the real ability to further the stronghold of corporations while it at the same time snuffs out a lot of small businesses. And I don't want to see that happen. You know what I mean? So
No.
it's really important that we don't allow that gap to get even wider than it already is.
Yeah.
And how do we do that? I think we do that with our collective energy. You know what I mean? Like supporting each other. So literally
Absolutely.
helps. Calling your friend who's an artist. They might be having a bad day. That helps. Give
Yeah.
them the encouragement to create that next piece. You know, make sure they know that they're loved, and help them tap into creativity and positivity.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's
I
what I
think on that note, like just to remind everyone, and if you're just coming in, I will link the group to that Brian started, Business as Usual, when I put this episode on YouTube and stuff too, because it's a good place to start if you're looking for that collective, the hive mind. I think that's
Yeah,
what you called it, right? Yeah.
yeah,
So
absolutely. And ask questions. If you have a question about something, put a post in there. Yeah, if it's not me, somebody will respond to you.
yeah,
There's some
there's a lot of smart people in that group. So
oh yeah, well, it's some of the smartest because it's all small business owners, And it's not just reserved for small business owners. Like if you're interested in owning a small business, if you're an artist and you're looking for resources, hop in there.
yeah,
Ask questions. I know
that's
there's a
good.
couple accountants in there, so if you have questions on like, hey, I'm an artist, I made $2,000 in commissions last year. How do I file my taxes? Whether business as usual can help or not, there is a Facebook group out there that can. Uh,
Yeah,
and it's just there's so many resources.
yeah,
Yep,
that's good. What you talking about? All kinds of stuff.
all
All
kinds of
kinds of
stuff.
good stuff. Art stuff, advice, small businesses, and Be Fresh. That's what we're talking about.
TNT. Spectra is going to be
Yeah.
just fine and dandy.
Yeah, yeah. We're working on it.
What's up, Tasty?
I think I just kind of decided to like just assume that all of that federal funding and stuff is not coming our way and just keep
Yeah.
pushing forward and it hasn't made me super upset yet, so that's good.
So Sadie, yeah, 1,000,000% on that.
Yeah.
I had this conversation earlier today, and this is like, this is that stuff that we're taught not to talk about, but I think we're all better off if we do talk about it. Um,
Yeah.
I spent I spent about 2 weeks researching the payroll protection program and SBA loans,
Me
and
too.
yeah, and we
And
already
we were
know
both on top of it too. We were like applying like the days that these things were coming out.
exactly.
So,
And so coronavirus comes along and it says, "Hey, fuck you guys, we're going to disrupt everything," right?
mhm.
So the disruption's already real. And then we're like, "Yo, let's try to figure out PPP and SBA loans." And so we all spend an insane amount of time and energy
So
making
much time.
sure that we're in line and we're going to get to suckle from that tea. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And yeah, we haven't gotten any of that either. And I'm a little salty about how much time I spent investigating all of that because since I stopped spending time on that, that's when we realized, yo, we got to make face masks. And
Yeah.
the moral of the story is we have more of an economic ability through pivoting than relying on the government. So the government was promising like you could get 3,000 per employee or 1,000 per employee on the SBA loan, which they changed after the fact, and then PPP was going to be 2.5 times your payroll to get you through 2 months. And what we
Yep.
realized was, shit, let's get back to work and get focused on us, baby, because we are the ones who got us this far in the first place. And since we've been doing that, we've been moving our needle. And
Good.
so everybody who's listening, yeah, don't ever don't ever stop your hustle because you think there's a easy route or a handout coming.
And it wasn't easy,
No,
but
hell no. Hell no.
no, it was a lot. But yeah, I was like, well, I'm just gonna keep trying to make what I'm doing weekly better,
Right.
and put my week out before, like the day before, because that's just the schedule I had to be on. I was like, the day before all of my different events, I was like, here's the new graphic, you know?
Right.
And I was like, because I was also balancing that, and I was just like, you know what? This is not, we're 5 weeks in, and the relief, like even some of the stuff that was supposed to be like within a week, you know, some of the grants and stuff, it was like, too many people need help right now. I need to focus on what I'm doing
Right.
that is helping my community, that's keeping
Yep.
people engaged, and like, and so that's just been my shift this week, but I'm happy that it's happening.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta make some sort of pivot, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. We're all reluctant, uh, but it's necessary.
Yeah, I'm starting to look at it as more exciting. You know, I get frustrated with some of the technology stuff, but it's exciting. It's like another skill for my belt.
No, exactly. And that's another thing about all of this. If you don't come out of this with a new skill, like one new skill at the minimum, I'm working on like my third or fourth now. What are you doing? You know, learn a new skill. Learn a new
Yeah,
skill, everybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what that is, even if it's just like how to live stream with your friends on Instagram.
Yeah, totally.
That's one.
Totally. That is one. That is.
Um,
I've been learning more about video editing. I've never really done much
yeah,
there.
me too. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Because we have to record everything,
Right.
like with
That's
the
not,
classes and the live streaming, and
right.
that live streaming is so complex, but I'm trying to
Yeah.
learn how to do it super legit with like all these back end programs. But yeah, yeah, it's fun. It's exciting.
Yep.
Well, does anybody have like a question for Brian before we go? We've got 2 minutes before Instagram's gonna kick us off.
Oh shit.
So yeah, it lets you go for an hour on Instagram Live. So
Got you. See, that's new. I didn't know that.
yeah. So if anybody
Learning.
has a question or um anything, oh yeah, there he goes. Felipe, we got 2 minutes. Thanks for that, bud.
Yeah.
Well, while
Thank you
we,
guys for joining.
yeah, right? We had a lot of people in and out. Super cool. Do you know any underground clubs? Oh, Paul. Okay. Let's see. I feel like I had another. Oh yeah, real quick. Do you want to plug anybody else who's doing something cool that people should check out? On
Uh,
that note of supporting other people doing cool stuff.
who's doing cool shit right now? Yeah, everybody is pretty much doing cool shit.
Just
Uh,
give like out a name or something for people to go check them out if you know.
shit.
On the
Who do we
spot.
shout? Who do we shout?
Yo, Spectra Art Space Online. Seriously, they've
Not
done
us.
so much over the last couple of years to up their shop. They legit, it's a soulful, ran business. Get with them, check it out. Completely community of artists.
Yo.
You struggle and get at them.
I'll give
Worth
props to
it.
somebody I saw in this thread. I'm gonna shout out Mel.
Mel's legit.
She's been talking about opening up, kind of what you got going on here, Sadie, somewhere in New Mexico. So yeah, I think she gets it. I think she's a champion. She's a steward of community. You know what I mean? So I'll shout that out. Go support Mel CK on Instagram. Her art is dope as fuck.
It is dope as fuck. She's fun to watch too. I'm pretty sure she
Oh,
live
Mel
streamed
CK
a
OG,
mural
my
too.
bad. Got it in there. What's that, Sadie?
I'm pretty sure she live streamed a mural too recently, but
Yeah.
so that's cool. So it might kick us off soon. Just real quick, I'm Sadie from Spectra Art Space. That's Brian from Bfresh. And in case it kicks us off, it was really great talking to you, Brian.
Great talking to you too, Sadie.